So I think for all of you, I think a very common theme on this channel for you guys to see is me talking about how much politicians suck, right? Yeah, I tend to do that on a daily basis, or typically whenever I upload on this channel for the most part. But I have a new one for you guys. I have a new one. I, sort of new maybe, but you know what? Let's just get out and say it. Balance the fucking budget. How's that sound? Maybe it's time to actually balance a fucking budget for a change. You ever heard of that? And this goes for both sides, but it's going to go for one in particular, including the morons that are running my state at the moment. So it's going to pertain to them, but it's also going to pertain to others as well. So yeah, enjoy the program. Like, it just makes you wonder, did these motherfuckers ever heard of a balanced budget? Have they ever heard of that? I don't think so. What's up, everybody? It's Zach the Celtics guy here with another video here. Hope you all are having a nice day today and hope you all had a nice weekend. But I wanted to come out here and talk about this particular thing when it comes to balancing a budget. Don't get it twisted. Don't get this topic twisted. Don't get this twisted into thinking that I'm going to the right, but also don't sit there and think that I'm also so just out there that I think that we should just tax and spend out of every single problem, because that's what the Democrats believe in. But what does the other side believe in? Well, they're not exactly keen on the issues either. They're not keen on the issues either. Like, they don't know the other side. You think neocons know how to balance fucking budgets? You think they know anything about it? Fuck no. But why am I talking about this? Or why exactly am I talking about this type of thing when it comes to balancing budgets? Now, why am I talking about this? Well, I'm talking about it again because, again, I want to come out here and I want to tear into my idiotic, incompetent fucking governor again. I want to come out here and tear into her again because she's a fucking moron and she doesn't know what she's doing. And she's shit wrecking a once great state, is eroding our good name and undermining every single one of our statistics, including our quality of life. That's the reason why. But this is about others' records as well. But it's particularly about these ones. Now, why am I more pissed off with the Democrats, you might ask? Why am I? Well, because the Democrats try to act like they're something that they're not. That they try to act like they're the progressive ones and that they care about you and your wallet and they care about your family and they care about all this shit. Whereas at least neocon Republicans, at least they're honest about what they want. At least they're honest about the things that they want. At least they admit the things that they want to do. We all know the things that they want to do. The Bushes, the Cheneys, the Mitch McConnells of the world. We all know what those motherfuckers believe in. I think it's pretty obvious. But they're honest about what they believe in. Even Trump is honest about what he believes in. And trust me, very critical of him on a number of areas. But I'll tell you right now, but the Democrats, just loathe more because they're so fake and so phony that they try to act like something that they're not. That's the reason why I can't stand them either. So what is my position? Yeah, I have some socially conservative principles, whether anyone likes it or not. I'm economically left on many issues, of course. That's my overall philosophy. But I believe balancing a fucking budget with no new taxes. That's what I fucking believe in. Time to start working in our budget. Maura Healey needs to listen to this one. Fucking Maura Healey ought to listen to this one. Why should she listen to this one? Well, she should do it because plundering our resources and plundering our money, and now she wants to come back with her local tax hike bill on meals and hotels. Now she wants to try to do it again. Now she just wants to do it again because she's proposing new taxes to pay for all her new spending. Yeah, you remember that candy tax? You know that one? We all know all about that one, right? Oh, of course we have. Because under Maura Healey, unfortunately, this state that I love and that I've been born and raised in my whole life, unfortunately, with Maura Healey in office, is off track and it's in the wrong direction. Record high local taxes have taken 10% increase in spending from where we were just 2 years prior. And it's smashed our economy. We've lost 3,211 small businesses. Add another 14,000 jobs that have been lost. So that's 14,000 more people added to the unemployment rate than there was before Maura Healey took office. We're fourth in the nation in foreclosures. Our economic growth is stunted, and our business climate tax climate ranks 43rd out of 50 states. And we've had the largest number of people migrating outward of any state in the New England region, and one of the worst in the nation. And you know what else? More than half of all Massachusetts residents want to leave this state. How is that okay in any way, shape, or form? Because it is simply not. We here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts deserve better than this. Because we are tired of Maura Healey trying to chase dollars that don't exist. We are tired of her eroding our state and our quality of life and eroding our good name. We are simply fed up with it. That's the reality of the situation, because the average person in this state is fed up with it because they don't know how to balance a budget. They don't know how to keep jobs and investment here because they can't. They're actually just chasing them all out. They're just chasing them all out of the state is what they're doing. They can't balance a budget. They can't make life affordable. That they're just making life worse for every single person. That's what they're doing. And that's why. Because we are sick and tired of Maura Healey chasing after policies and dollars that looks like it came out of the fairy tale section. People here in Massachusetts are fed up with Maura Healey and her lies and her scandals and her mismanagement. We're looking for new leadership. We're looking for balance. And that's why. And that's why in 2026, I'm going to cast my ballot against Maura Healey. And it is going to be the vote that I have been the happiest to ever vote. So happy to vote against Maura Healey. I will be so happy to vote against that motherfucker. Well, every single thing about Maura Healey sounds pretty good. Unfortunately, it's the complete opposite of Maura Healey's record of failure. You can't say that you're going to cut taxes and that you're going to care for working people in this state and you're going to actually balance a budget when for the past 2.5 years, you passed record high local taxes that have taken 10% more in spending out of Massachusetts families' pockets than they did just 2.5 years ago before she took office. Most of these local tax sites that she wants, like on meals and hotels, are hitting people at the lowest end of the income scale the most. Those are the people that are struggling. I mean, like I said, every single comment section that I go to, no matter where I go, whether I look on New Bedford Guide, whether I look on WBZ's website, whether I look at CBS Boston, whether I look at NBC 10 Boston, no matter where I look, whenever there's a topic about Maura Healey, it's always something negative every single time. And everybody in the comments is negative comments. And no matter where they are, no matter where they're from, or no matter where I go in the state, no matter who I talk to, different people in the state, I've asked around several times. No matter where I go in the state, I've asked several people what they think. They all despise Maura Healey. More than 8 in 10 Massachusetts residents think taxes in the state are too high. It's the primary focus of what we want, of what we in the anti-Maura Healey crowd want, and why we want something different. No, I am not saying that we should eliminate all the taxes and not know what to pay for and not pay for social services and everything. No, we should have money to work with and money to actually do that, to clean up the deficit and to clean up corruption. But the only way that you're going to do that is you have to work within the budget that you have. That is a progressive line to have. A progressive line to have is to actually work within the budget that you have. That's what should happen. So no one can sit there and say that, because this whole record is a failure. Every single bit of it is a complete failure. So once again, this idiot wants that local tax hike bill. And again, that is not a bill that allows people to go to their town halls like they do in New Hampshire to the north of us, that has more checks and balances, that actually has local control. And that's not local control. Allowing tax hikes like that at the local level is not checks and balances like they do in New Hampshire or like they have in other purple states. No, that is not checks and balances whatsoever. That's not people going to the polls and voting to raise their own taxes for their own communities, like to raise more money for their schools or their fire departments. No, absolutely not. This is a bill that they're actually cramming into the state legislative body so that way they can actually allow those local communities to raise taxes against the people's will. That's the problem, and that's what that bill does. So that's actually what it does, because I actually looked at it, and that's what it does. And that's why it's wrong. Because it's just another one, of those tax hikes, that's just another one of those tax hikes that is going to deter jobs and investment here. That's what that's going to do. So don't sit there for 1 second and try to say that that's a balanced budget or a balanced approach. It is absolutely not. It is absolutely not. No one is a bigger job creator to other states than Maura Healey is. Maura Healey is great. She's a great job creator for other states because quite frankly, all the jobs that she's creating more jobs for all the states that people are deciding to go to. You know why? Because of all the corporations. She wants to accuse the others of doing corporate giveaways. No one is a bigger corporate giveawayer than Maura Healey is. All the job creations that are being created now in Massachusetts are being created in New Hampshire. They're being created in North Carolina. They're being created in South Dakota. They're being created in Tennessee. They're being created in Nevada. They're being created in Florida. And they're being created in Virginia and other states. You know why? Because they're all fleeing our state. That's what's happening. Because people in the state are hurting. Maura Healey doesn't care. She's a despicable human being. She's incompetent, and she's the worst governor in history. That's the reason why. People just can't take it anymore. And that's the reason why people are so against her, and every single comment section against her is largely negative. Widely negative, for that matter. And Maura Healey says that she wants to do all those things. But why hasn't she done that for the past 2.5 years? That's the question. Maura Healey's the one who's been in charge. Maura Healey has been responsible for the biggest local tax hikes in history. And she said that, she doesn't want to commit to anything or commit to more taxes or whatever. You know when we heard that? In 2022, like before the biggest local tax hikes in history. No, we don't need any more of that. We need real middle-class tax cuts. That's what we need. And that's what people are looking for. That's what people are looking for. That's a real middle-class way of doing things. The middle class gets tax relief, and then the big box stores of the Amazons and the big box stores of the world and the McDonald's, let them pay. I mean, they can pay, that they can do all those types of things. But you know, again, every single thing that has been said isn't true. You keep saying that you want to look. Maura Healey wants to look. She wants to look to the future. She doesn't want to look at her record of failure. She doesn't want to look at that. And you know what? There is actually a thing about cutting services. Like some of those hospital closures that we have seen. Like, remember that one? She wants to figure out how to way to pay for the snow plows, to exempt the sales tax from candy, and to put candy on the sales tax list. That's because Maura Healey is responsible for this revenue shortfall and for the structural deficit. She has increased spending by another 2.5% up to 7.4% from that, and then add on another 2.6%. That's a 10% increase. That's not a cut. That's an increase. She's increased spending at a rate faster than 34 other states. Actually, if you include the 2.6% increase, that actually bumps us up to 37 other states. So that means now only 13 other states raised more spending than Maura Healey did. Maura Healey presided over record high local taxes that have taken 10% more out of our pockets than it did 2.5 years ago. It's not about what someone says, it's about what they do. We have to look at the record. We have to look at the record and say what's actually happened. Maura Healey can't say that she cut taxes when she's done the opposite. You can't say you're going to cut spending. You're going to do budget cuts when you increase spending by more than almost anybody in the United States of America. You can't say that you're not going to raise taxes when you've done the exact same thing. And you know that $1 million going to sanctuary state status, that's actually going to double. That's actually going to cost the average Massachusetts taxpayer an average by more than $8,000 per year, thanks to Maura Healey raising taxes and sanctuary state status. And then guess what? She wants more local taxes to pay for all her new spending. We have to get a balanced budget. We have to get a balanced approach, because none of this is a balanced approach. Balance the fucking budget, you idiots, because this is not it. Maura Healey is not doing it right. This is not it. This is not a balanced budget. Wasting $1 billion is not. Wasting $1 billion. We don't need a corrupt Beacon Hill that wastes our money. We don't need that jacks up our taxes at a rate higher than at any point in recent memory. We don't need any more of that. What we need is we need an actual budget that actually invests in healthcare, invests in education, that actually invests, not spend, invest. There's a difference between investing and spending. We don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. The Beacon Hill has a spending problem. The auditing and the legislative body needs to do that. That's a balanced budget, fuckers. You want a balanced budget? Get the auditor out there. Let the auditor do the job. The auditor needs to do the job, because none of it's good. Because none of it is good. I want to talk about a balanced approach with respect to the environment and business. Well, Maura Healey killed 3,000 businesses. That's the reality. We've lost 14,000 jobs since she took office. You can't just make this stuff up. You can't just make this stuff up and say it didn't happen when it actually did. Most states in the country are recovering and are doing better. Actually, we were doing better until this jackass showed up. And then what did she do? She destroyed our state and destroyed our good name. That's what she did. Because look at New Hampshire. New Hampshire's booming. Maine's doing pretty good. The rest of the country doing pretty well. Look at all the ones there that are doing well. We're not. We're 43rd out of 50 states in terms of tax climate. That means only 7 other states have a worse tax climate than us. Now, and it has been a long time since we were on that list. Maura Healey has taken the Deval Patrick approach, and now she is the Deval Patrick of our times. And then she wants to blame Trump for all this stuff, which, by the way, the tariffs that he's doing on Canada and Mexico, terrible idea. Completely opposed to it. And I am completely opposed to it. The tariffs on Mexico and China and Canada, terrible idea. Terrible idea. I think we should, as a country, we should get along with all of our neighbors, including our adversaries. We should be aligned with everybody. We should be an aligned nation with every country and have no more enemies. But Maura Healey loves Trump. You know why? Because she can use Trump to blame for her record of failure. We can talk about Trump's record all day and talk about his shitty policy, but this is about your record. And her record is a record of failure. Her record is a record of lost jobs, lost businesses, stunted growth, more spending, and record local taxes. So there's nothing good about it. There's never been a tax hike Maura Healey and her failed administration has loved. There has never been a tax that they didn't love or didn't hike or at least attempt to hike. They've always done it, and in the foreseeable future, they always will. So that's the reason why we need to get them out of office and get someone in there that's going to balance a budget. I want a Green Party person in there that's going to actually balance our budget and care for the middle class, rather than having a neocon or a neoliberal in there. We need something different than that. We need real middle class tax cuts. We need real budget work to work within the budget. We need something different than all of that. And we're looking for balance, and that's what I'm looking for. As an independent voter, that's what I'm looking for. As a left-wing independent, that's what I'm looking for. And people are looking for balance, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. To balance a budget in a way that actually makes sense and actually helps the middle class. Because this, this isn't it. This, folks, is not it. We need to make informed choices next year in the 2026 election. You need to really balance a budget and really do it. Because if not, the outcome is not going to be good. Because the outcome of any of it is not going to be good. So let's join hands. And the only way we can cut spending is by cutting spending. The only way we can cut spending and reduce this deficit, the only way we can do it, and the only way we can grow our economy so that way we can have more jobs and investment here, is by getting rid of Maura Healey and rolling back all of her terrible policies, the local tax policy, the 4% surtax, the candy tax, all these regressive taxes and fees, get them down to more reasonable levels and work within the budget that you have. And work within the budget you have. And then that'll be more money down the line. More money in a rainy day fund, in a trust fund. Vote Maura Healey out. Vote these assholes out and expect something different. That's pretty much all I have to say for that. And no, again, I could critique Trump and Maura Healey in the same video. But this is about her record. This is about all their record. I don't like any of the neocons. I don't like neocons. I don't like any of them. But I'll tell you right now, Democrats piss me off more because they act like something that they're not. That's what pisses me off the most. That's why I can't stand them. That's why I'm even more fed up with them, because they used to be the party of, oh, caring about the middle class. They used to be, but they're not anymore. Now they're just the party of tax and spend out of every problem. You can't tax people to death and expect to get away with it. You can't spend your way out of a problem, because eventually you're going to run out of your own money, and then you have to do a pay increase for yourself. And guess what? Where do you think that's coming from? It's going to come from the taxpayers, like me. There's no such thing as government money. There's only taxpayer money. And that's a fact. And that's what people need to understand. And that's what people need to vote. Remember all of these things, my fellow Bay Staters. When you go to the polls, remember that. That goes for all of them. That goes for every single time you vote for a politician. Always remember that. Balance the budget and remember who you're voting for. Always remember that. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. I will be back tonight at around 7:30, 7:15-ish, 7:30 with my next stream. Look out for that and a whole bunch of other stuff in the works, so stay tuned for more and more stuff on the way. This is Zach the Celtics guy, as always, saying thank you for watching, and we need to oppose all these things. We need to oppose the neocons and their warmongering and their imperialism and their Zionism, and the Democrats doing the same thing, and taxing and spending and all this other bullshit. We need to oppose all of those things and elect something different. And that's what I cheer for and I advocate for on this channel. Anyway, more stuff on the way. I'll see you guys in another video coming out soon, including my next stream tonight. Look out for that. Other stuff in the works. Stay tuned. Peace and have a nice day. Stay safe, stay well, stay classy, keep fighting, and keep on rocking. See you guys tonight in the stream, and see you all in the next video coming out soon. Have a good day, everybody. Until next time, have yourselves a good one. So long.